Every month at the new moon, we begin a new emotional cycle, and we have the opportunity to reset our goals and intentions. The new moon in Aquarius is February 11th at 2:05 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a really interesting new moon because we don't just have the sun and the moon conjunct in Aquarius. We have a total of 5 planets in that sign all clumped together, and those 5 planets in Aquarius are going to be squaring Mars in Taurus and Uranus in Taurus. So it's quite jazzy. It is quite a forceful statement. And so we need to figure out, what is this saying and where do we need all of this growth and this energy? So we're dealing with intellectual energy. We're dealing with thinking energy, processing information, analyzing information, communicating information. And when we bring in the fixed modality, we're looking at the possibility that we could get a little bit too attached. We could get a little bit too forceful or too focused on one idea. That's always the challenge with the fixed signs. I always say, if you have incarnated and you have a lot of fixed signs in your horoscope, one of the things you get to learn is the correct use of will, because the fixed signs are laser beaming energy. In this case, in Aquarius, it's laser beaming in the intellectual and thinking realm. And particularly, it's laser beaming about how humanity should be, how group energy should be, how people interacting with each other should be. So that's really what's going to be challenged here is, are we attached to expectations of other people's behavior? And we get the opportunity during this new moon to ask ourselves, is there really compassion and lovingness and flexibility? Or are we stubbornly, maybe even rigidly attached? And then does that flow into some negative connotations here? In the larger scheme of things, this new moon in Aquarius, with such an exaggeration in this energy, is asking us to remember the soul-to-soul connection we all have. We are souls, energy that has existed, I think, many other incarnations. We are polishing our behavior and our lovingness in each incarnation. Nobody's perfect. We're doing the best we can. And this new moon, I think, is specifying that if we can connect with another person on a soul-to-soul level, a lot of those rough edges get smoothed away. We can understand we're all learning, we can understand we're all growing, and we may have different viewpoints. Aquarius energy has 2 sides to it. On one side, there can be rigidity in thinking, and that's the shadow side of Aquarius. The other side is this beautiful, humanistic, forward-moving, connecting with the world energy. So we want to engage that. I'm not saying it's going to be easy though, because right after this new moon, we have Saturn squaring Uranus. And what that is suggesting is that we're going to be challenged to grow in our lovingness for one another. And we're going to be challenged to look at where we have attachments about how we think other people are supposed to behave. Think that one through, because if you're listening to this video, you're probably a spiritual person. You're probably somebody who meditates, who wants to love one another. But I am urging you to pay attention to where you have attachments and expectations, even though you think you don't. I look at that within myself all the time. And it's really quite fascinating because we usually have more than we think. This new moon helps us evolve in that area, truly moving up to a higher soul level. And it's not easy. And guess what? It's going to be played out all year because the Saturn-Uranus square operates for the entire year. So I'm wishing you a very happy new moon in Aquarius. Elevate your consciousness. Try as best as you can to give other people the freedom to be who they are, while you also give yourself permission to be the unique and wonderful soul that you are. Independent thinking is what this new moon in Aquarius is all about. Thank you. I'm Kathy Rose.